Now that we're done with step 1, we can move on to step 2, creating a class. This is where you'll design your service and shape how you want to share your knowledge to your students. We'll walk you through setting up just one class to begin with, but once the instructor profile is done, you can go ahead and create as many classes as you'd like. For example, if you teach guitar and yoga, PocketClass gives you the flexibility to showcase all of your skills. In each class, you are given the option to host one-on-one sessions and group sessions, so I'll walk you through the process of both of them right now. So let's begin by creating a class name. I'm going to name mine Personal Training with Amr. And then we can go ahead and select the category of this class. Now we have 3 categories, sport, music, and art. Mine would fall under sport, and then it would fall under subcategory personal training. Now we can go ahead and select the mode of the class, which for me would be in person, but you can also choose online. Now in person can be either at your studio, at your home, or at the client's home, or anywhere as long as you specify it in the description. So now we can move on to the description, which I believe is the most important part, because your class description helps students know exactly what they're signing up for. So it's extremely important here to be clear, welcoming, and let them know what makes your session special. Some of the things that I recommend putting in the description are to mention what the class clearly covers. For example, if you're hosting one-on-one piano sessions, mention what you will cover for beginners, for example. Then mention who the class is for. Is it for kids? Is it for adults? Is it for students? Or do you have no preference? Then mention the type of services you offer. For example, what do you offer in your one-on-one sessions? What do you offer in your group sessions? Do you offer at-home services? Anything that may be relevant here. Then explain what students are expected to bring. For example, for my personal training sessions, I may want them to bring a towel to wipe down the equipment after they use it. And then lastly, mention the location clearly. Mention the location of your class so that there's no confusion when students make the booking. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the description I made earlier, but hopefully your description is a lot more lengthy than this one. So now we can move on to the price per session. So this is the price for the one-on-one sessions. So for my one-on-one personal training sessions, I would want them to be 100 Canadian dollars. So I'll go ahead and type 100 right here. And now the pricing description allows you to be transparent and have no hidden fees. So this allows you to communicate any other fees that the client must be aware of. For example, travel fees, material fees, or anything that may be relevant here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy paste something I prepared before. And now once that's done, we can specify the max group size for our group sessions. So for example, for my personal training sessions, I'd want the group to be at most 10 people. So I'll enter 10 here. And then I would want each person to pay around $10. So I'll just enter 10 right here. So now we can move on to the images for this class. I believe photos are also one of those really important aspects, as that's one of the first things students notice. They help build trust quickly and show your experiences. So I believe that a few good photos can really set you apart from other instructors on our platform. I recommend putting photos of you doing your passion, for example, me working out, then a photo of you showing your training location, for example, the gym I would be working out at, then if possible, show a photo of an actual class that you held, and then a general tip, have high quality, well-lit photos. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some photos that I prepared earlier. Now the cool thing is you can customize how these photos appear on your profile. For example, if I would want this photo to be shown first, I can simply drag and drop it here, and then on my class profile, you'll see that this photo appears first. So now we can move on to the experience. It's time to show students why you're the right person to be teaching this class. Just be real about your experience and your passion, and mention anything you've done in the past. A few things I recommend putting here are to share how long you've been practicing this skill or teaching this skill, mention relevant credentials or certifications, and talk about the type of clients you've worked with in the past. So just for the demo purposes, I'll insert something I prepared earlier here. And now we can move on to the About section. So this is where you can share a little about yourself besides the class. Good things to mention are who you are and where you're from, share what you love about your craft. For example, I would share why I would love personal training, and then end with a warm invitation to your classes. And now the last part of the text for a class profile is the fun fact. This is a simple but powerful part. It just allows you to share a fun fact about yourself to let the students know that they're training with a real and relatable human being. So I'm going to go ahead and write a fun fact, such as, I trained LeBron James in the past. Something like that. So now we're done with the bulk of the class. Now we can move on and choose the location of the class. Now I recommend here having the address directly ready and just copy and pasting it right here in the search box. So let's say my personal training sessions were held at the CN Tower. I can just go ahead and copy and paste the address of the CN Tower right here, and I'll click it right here and we get redirected to the CN Tower. So every time a student tries to make a booking, they'll see that my personal training sessions are exactly here, which allows them to know if it's a convenient session for them to go to. You can confirm the address here. Now, last but optional part is to create a package. This allows you to have long-lasting students. So I actually do want to create a session package. So I'm going to call my package 10 session summer transformation. Now I want the number of sessions here to be 10. And I want the total price of this to be 10 of my one-on-one sessions. So it'll be 1,000 Canadian dollars. But then I want to offer a discount to students who buy this. So I'm going to offer a 10% discount. So then that's reflected in the price. So this package will be $900. So that's everything about creating a class. So once this is done, we can click Create Class here and see how it looks on PocketClass. So as you can see, these are the photos that we inserted. If we scroll down, we see all the information we put. And you can see the location here as well. And then we can move on to the third step, which is creating our schedule.